Hey, it's Courtney here with the Highly Sensitive Badass, a place where highly sensitive people can come together to feel more empowered, learn how to self accept and self love, and really get in touch with their own power and awesomeness. Today, I want to talk a little bit about being a highly sensitive person and trying to explain it to other people. And in short, I don't. I really rarely ever tell anyone that I'm a highly sensitive person. And that is because this is the look I get when when I mention this to people. Unless they're highly sensitive, of course, but most people look at me like, what is that, like an introvert? I don't get it. And they don't get it. It's really hard. Like if you're not a highly sensitive person and someone sits here explains to you this whole highly sensitive thing, it's like speaking another language. It's really difficult. And unless they're really open and curious, and then great, we can talk about it. But I live with a not highly sensitive person. I made my husband take the test just to confirm it, and I think he scored about 10, and I scored like all but 2. So he is not a sensitive person. I mean, he's sensitive. Not highly sensitive people are still sensitive people. They just aren't highly sensitive people. So really explaining this to other people is, I just find it best not to. And one of the reasons, I think it's normal when you first discover that you're highly sensitive, it explains so much. Like it puts your whole life in perspective in this new way that you weren't aware of before. And you can get really caught up in that. And I did. Like everything I share, I did. So just don't ever feel judged by me, ever, ever, ever. So my husband, it was really not fun for me because once I figured out I was highly sensitive, I started noticing what triggered me, what made me feel horrible. And a lot of it was because I've mentioned this before. He overwhelms me sometimes, and I love him to death, but he can, when he like peppers me with questions like, what about this, what about this, well, like for me that is, I'm just like, oh God, like stop, please stop. But when I first discovered I was highly sensitive, I was like telling everyone. I was like to my sister, I was like, Channing, this explains everything. And she was like, okay, great, you're highly sensitive. She cared, but it wasn't like this huge revelation to her. It was to me. And my husband would do something and I'd be like, stop, I'm highly sensitive. And I would, oh, like, please just understand me. And I wanted to be understood so badly. I just wanted people to get me, and I wanted the world to change the way they treated me so that I could feel better on a regular basis. I wanted to feel better so badly, and I was just waiting for the world to accommodate my sensitivity. I wanted my husband to understand me. Please understand me. I just wanted it so badly, because then if he understood me, then he could change his behaviors that were pulling my energy away and leaving me like a crumbling mess of sensitivity on the floor. And if for example, oh, if only my parents did, or my sister did, or maybe if people understood at work, or maybe my friends understood, if only that person understood. I just kept giving it all away, thinking, oh God, if everyone else could understand, then maybe they will change how they are acting, how they treat me, how the world treats me, so that I feel better. And the fact is, nobody's going to change to accommodate me, you. We need to learn how to live in the world. And some people may change. I can't say no one. However, mostly people are just going about their lives, and other people are who they are, same as you are who you are. And if you're sitting there waiting for someone else to change so that you can feel better, then you're going to be waiting and waiting and waiting. You need to really understand that the change is going to happen with you. Again, this comes back to acceptance. I really had to accept the fact that my husband was just going to be overwhelming to me. He was never going to change the behaviors that he was doing. That overwhelmed me. I asked him a million times. To this day, I say, honey, can you please not do that thing? Like, he sneaks up behind me all the time. And he like grabs me and I'll scream, and then I'm like, oh, like my nerves get shattered, He still does it. I've asked him a million times to stop. But I had to accept the fact that the world is just going to be the world. They're just going to be out there doing their thing. And I am going to have to just accept that I can do what I can do, and accept the behavior of other people as, not necessarily going to be something that can accommodate me. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today. And that's, in a nutshell, why I created this community, actually, is because we kind of get each other, and other people don't really get it. And I want you to understand to also not take it too personally, because I think that it's so important to us, and that if someone else doesn't take it as seriously as you do, it's not personal. It's just that they're who they are, you are who you are. And I think as highly sensitive people, sometimes we expect other people to feel the same things that we feel, and they don't sometimes. They just feel what they feel. And learning to accept yourself, learning to accept others for who they are is difficult, but it's also really awesome once you can do that, because then you stop taking everything personally, and you stop trying to change people, and you stop trying to change yourself quite as much. So again, it comes back to acceptance, a lot of acceptance. And I think that it's okay to explain it to people, for sure, if you want to. I'm not definitely not telling you not to do that. However, that's why I just kind of stopped. I also didn't want to really be labeled as a highly sensitive person by other people. I wanted to just be me. And I find that, I find that that is something that is important to me, just to come off as who I am, and, make that connection based on what, that encounter, as opposed to, hi, I'm highly sensitive. Hi, I don't lead with it. Let's just say that. I just hit edit on that thing. I'm starting over because I just got a little rambly at the end, and I just wanted to, I didn't know what I was saying at the end of that thing. Anyway, so this is actually just me wrapping up right now, but I wanted to make a little end of the video, and tell you that I would love to hear your thoughts on this. What have your experiences been telling other people you're highly sensitive? I think it's going to be different across the board. I'm sure you've got some like, oh wow, that's so interesting, or that look again, like that I get all the time. So share your experiences with me. I'd love to hear your comments. So subscribe down, I don't know, subscribe here, leave your comments, and let me know what your thoughts are. And thanks again for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.